We cannot solve our problems if we are divided, John F. Kennedy said. And that message feels especially true today when we look at the economic fight between the United States and China. For years, the US has placed big tariffs on Chinese goods, hoping it would give America an edge. But after all this time, the country has now asked us an important question. Are these tariffs actually helping us, or are they slowing us down and hurting our ability to work with our partners around the world? That leads to today's question. Is it time for the United States to ease tariffs to promote better economic cooperation against China? And the answer is yes, because easing tariffs would make US businesses stronger, help America build better allies, and lower costs for everyday people who are already stretched thin by high prices. First, I'll explain how easing tariffs helps US companies, then how it strengthens partnerships with key allies, and finally how it supports the US economy and the people who live in it. The first reason the US should ease the tariffs is because tariffs raise costs for American businesses and make it harder for them to compete. Tariffs might sound tough or patriotic, but in practice they work like a tax on companies that need parts from overseas to make their products. CNBC reported in February of 2025 that many American companies have paid billions more because of these tariffs, slowing down hiring and delaying new investments. The Peterson Institute for International Economics found that most tariffs costs were passed straight to US businesses and not to China. And Brookings reported in 2024 that tariffs on clean energy parts like electric vehicle batteries and solar panels slowed down growth in US industries that we need for the future. This means that tariffs are not giving America a competitive edge. They're doing quite the opposite. If the US wants to stay a leader in technology, energy, and manufacturing, we cannot keep adding extra costs onto our companies. By easing tariffs, we open the door for businesses to spend more on innovation, hire more workers, and bring new products to markets without dealing with unnecessary financial pressures. The second reason easing tariffs makes sense is because it strengthens our relationships with some of America's most important partners. According to Financial Times, in late 2024, countries like Japan, South Korea, and Australia have grown frustrated with the US's tariffs because they disrupt shared supply chains and make cooperation harder. These countries are not just friendly nations, they are essential for semiconductor production, energy products, and security in the Pacific. The Council on Foreign Relations wrote in 2025 that strong alliances depend on shared economic benefits, not just shared fears about China. Europe also has concerns. Politico Europe wrote in 2024 that European leaders worry that American tariff policies are creating tensions at a time when the US and Europe needs unity the most. When the US puts tariffs on goods from its allies just because those goods contain some Chinese parts, it sends a message that working with America comes with risks. This weakens trust and makes countries less willing to side with us during major global challenges. If the US wants a strong coalition to balance China's influence, a coalition that supports free markets, fair trade, and democratic values, then easing tariffs is one of the clearest ways to show that we want true cooperation. It tells our partners that we want to build together and not just shut them out. And the third reason easing tariffs is smart is because tariffs have hurt the US economy far more than expected. Bloomberg reported in early 2025 that American families have paid over $200 billion extra since tariffs began because the prices of everyday goods have skyrocketed. These include things people buy all the time, such as clothes, electronics, tools, furniture, and home supplies. The U.S. International Trade Commission found that tariffs lowered overall economic growth and even cost jobs in several industries that relied on affordable supplies. And even groups were supposed to benefit from and even groups that were supposed to benefit from the tariffs, like the American farmers, ended up struggling. When China retaliated with its own tariffs, American soybean, corn, and pork exports dropped sharply. And for the regular people, these effects are not small. They are immediate and meaningful. Lower tariffs mean cheaper groceries, cheaper electronics, cheaper school supplies, and cheaper home goods. Companies paying less for materials can expand and hire more workers and avoid layoffs. The biggest point is simple. Easing tariffs is not just about helping China, it's about helping America succeed. The US does not win by just isolating itself, blocking trade routes, or raising costs on its own people and companies. America wins by staying competitive, leading global markets, building stronger alliances, and using smart economic strategies. Tariffs were supposed to give the US more leverage, but over time they've done the opposite, hurting American households, weakening alliances, and slowing down economic growth. So is it time for the US to ease tariffs to promote better economic cooperation against China? Yes, because easing tariffs makes American businesses stronger and strengthens our relationship with key allies and makes everyday life more affordable for families across the country. If America wants to lead the world and not fall behind, easing tariffs is one of the most effective steps we can take right now. Thank you.